so excited to be doing this show. I have my friend Shawn Moore from Vodyssey here. We've been talking about lifestyle assets. If you're tuning in right now, a lifestyle asset is basically a real estate property that you can enjoy with your loved ones, your friends, your family. And if you don't know it by a lifestyle asset, I'm sure you've heard of Airbnb, a short-term vacation rental, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Shawn is the founder of Vodyssey, and he's been guiding thousands of investors on how to invest in different parts of the country when it comes to short-term vacation rentals, how to build a dream of owning multiple properties and creating that passive income through financial freedom and lifestyle freedom to go out and enjoy those properties that you own wherever they are in the world. Shawn, the question that I'm sure a lot of our listeners are thinking about or asking themselves is, during our tumultuous times that we're going through right now with the turmoil going on in this economy, why would anybody want to invest in a property right now, let alone a lifestyle property?
Yeah, it's a great question, right? Why don't I just keep my dollars in my pocket? And that is a strategy for most people. And like we say at the top of the show, we were talking about having a long-term strategy. We invest in properties to build lifestyle and financial freedom, period. That's why we do it, right? We want the passive income. The real estate investments allow us, for us, short-term rentals, lifestyle assets, give us that lifestyle freedom as well because we can use them. And so the reason we would invest in them is because we have a long-term strategy of what we're trying to build. We know that good times don't last forever and bad times don't last forever. And so we make adjustments during all of those different times. We just came off the one of the greatest runs that we've ever seen. That was never going to last. And so if you are in that game for the short term, then you're getting out of it now. But the bad time's not always going to last. People vacation during all times. They go during the good times, they go during the bad times. People always vacation at any different time. Dawood, I know that you're in Orlando. Was Disney empty during the last crash?
There were days where you couldn't even get in during the holidays. The dates were blacked out. And in spite of whatever is going on, even if people are stressed out, they need a break, whether it's to go to the beach or whether to come to the park. I mean, listen, we live in a day and age where you're going to traumatize your kids psychologically and rob them of their youth. And you're going to be a horrible parent. And I know you don't want to do that. You need to take your kid to Disney. You need to take your kid to Universal. They need to experience all of these things so that you're not robbing them from the youth that they should experience. And there's people that want to gift their children and their families the joy of having them experience all of these things. And there's people coming in from all over the world. People travel here in Orlando specifically with multiple generations. So staying at a short-term vacation rental is not like going to, renting an apartment in a big city or a ski lodge with just a couple of people. Oftentimes, you could be traveling with as little as 4 to 16 people. And you definitely don't want to go out and rent out multiple hotel rooms to be able to do that. You want to house everybody under one roof, keep the cost down, and really enjoy an experience. Talking about an experience, how do you thrive in a saturated market where there's so many different options for people to look for properties? How can you make your home stand out? What does it take to really set yourself apart from the crowd?
And this is a great question. And I hope that anybody listening, if you're just tuning in or if you listen to the whole show, if you take anything out of this conversation, it's this, because this is where most people are struggling right now is understand what you are actually selling, understand what your product is. Dawood, when you were talking about, you don't want to rob your kids of the experience. Like you mentioned the word experience a whole bunch of times. What happens in our business is we, as investors, invest in properties.
Correct.
And what we think that people are buying from us or what we're selling when they come and stay in our property is the actual property. That is not what we are marketing. We are marketing an experience. The home can be part of that experience, but we have to be able to articulate what is it going to be like to come and stay in our beautiful home in the beautiful area that we've decided to invest in. And for whatever reason, whoever that target audience is, maybe it's a multi-generational family, maybe it's for a couple's getaway, maybe it's a business traveler. It really, when you go through that acquisition and you're choosing your market, you're going to identify your target audience, and then you put together an experience for that audience. And then you have to be able to articulate it. When you go on Airbnb, most of the listings are going to look like that they could take the exact photos and put them on Zillow. That's not what it should look like. A Zillow listing is selling the home. An Airbnb listing is selling the experience.
The
and
lifestyle.
So if you want to stand out, you sell the experience.
And talking about selling the experience, as a result of COVID, a lot of the car rental companies got rid of a lot of their inventory.
Yeah.
One of the issues that we're running into in our market is, come busy times of the year, holiday season, there's hardly any cars to rent, and the prices are astronomical. Orlando's car rental market is possibly the largest in the world, and the rates to rent a car were unbelievable. I mean, you could pretty much rent a car for $14-15 a day at one point in time. In order to create that experience, to set yourself up from the crowd, my clients are building a portfolio of homes. And what they're doing is, in addition to the home rental, they're actually providing a Suburban, Yukon, Denali, Escalade, whatever the case may be, with the home, so that the guests that are traveling from overseas or from another part of the country actually have transportation that comes with the property. You can have it with a driver, or you can have it on your own to go and enjoy the home, the whole experience, and have it be headache-free. I always talk about removing the friction, making the experience as smooth as possible. When people come on holiday, all they want to do is to be able to show up and have fun. I keep telling people all the time, we want to create turnkey experiences where I just want you to show up with your clothes and a toothbrush. If you don't have a toothbrush, don't worry. I'll get on as well too.
Yep.
I want it to be a memorable experience, and I wanted to add it into that photo book of memories of your life. Now, let's get into another topic. Topic is, you are covering a lot of different areas throughout the country. I know Orlando is probably one of the greatest places to invest in short-term vacation rental. I'm not biased. I only live here. What are some of the top markets you would suggest for people to consider if they're looking for short-term vacation rentals in other parts of the country?
And it's a great question. And it's probably the most common question we get is, where should I be looking? If I'm going to invest, tell me the best markets. And so when you go online, you'll see a whole bunch of list of the best markets ranked by whatever somebody's criteria might have been. What I always tell people is, you've got to back it out a little bit and say, what is your investing criteria? One, what do you want out of this portfolio? Are you looking for truly lifestyle assets? If that's the case, tell me where you like to vacation, because there are hundreds, probably thousands of really good markets across the country. We've got a Vodyssey portfolio, over 1,000 properties. We look at properties in all different areas of the country, right? And they all have pros and cons. The biggest thing you're looking for is, and I always tell people, start with where you go and what your lifestyle looks like, because if you're doing it, somebody else is as well, right? And when we go to market that experience, you understand it, right? If you're trying to set up a fly fishing cabin and you've never fly fished a day in your life, you don't know what that experience is like. If you've never gone to Disney, like you said, and tried to get your rental car and tried to get around and know what people are looking for that experience, then you don't know how to put that together. So I always tell people, don't overcomplicate it. Don't try to figure out the investability, because most areas are pretty investable. And because there's a revenue range in this game, the majority of the money is made at the top of the market. And that doesn't mean you have to have the biggest and nicest home. What I mean is the top 20% of whatever, if you maybe even you have a one bedroom or a two bedroom, the top 20% of one bedrooms or two bedrooms make up 80% of the revenue for one bedrooms or two bedrooms. So I have to understand how to go get my unfair share, because almost all of these markets with a major profit driver, and like Orlando's a great example. You don't just have one major profit driver. Not everybody who goes to the greater Orlando area is going just for Disney. It's a major profit driver. Correct. Absolutely. But you guys have a lot of other things. And
conventions,
so we identify
golf, so many other things that you can do.
Tons, right? And so and every area's got those profit drivers: national parks, beaches, mountains, Disney, theme parks. Those are all obvious profit drivers. But what about some of the small colleges that we mentioned, medical centers, other things that we talked about like that, some major corporate headquarters? Those bring in a lot of short-term rental travelers as well. And so that's why I say there's a lot of opportunity in a lot of different markets if you understand the game. And so don't overcomplicate it and think, is this market investable? Think, where the heck do I want to own vacation homes? And then we start unpacking it from there.
You know what? Talking about what the hell, let's talk about what the hell is a lifestyle asset again and how they can get their hands on your book. Please share with us the gift and how our listeners, our audience, can get their own copy of your book as well too.
Awesome. I appreciate it. So one, what the hell is a lifestyle asset really takes you through our entire process as well. Takes you through all of that. Go to Vodyssey.com. You can download your free copy and you'll have access to the international bestseller, What the Hell is a Lifestyle
Listen,
Asset?
You're going to be hearing from Shawn Moore often on my show. I really enjoy doing the show with you. If you're looking for a vacation rental and you want to learn more, you need to connect with us. It's your host, Dawood Bedrosian. Ask me the questions that you want about owning a property in a vacation market by just simply going to my website, realsensenow.com, or just hit me up on one of my social media platforms. That's Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn by simply typing in my name, Dawood Bedrosian. I will catch you here every Saturday right here at Real Sense Now. We're live 11 to 12, and I'll see you next week.